But first, San Antonio Fire immediately sent blood, equipment, and teams to Uvalde.
The fire chief there called San Antonio's fire chief shortly after the shooting began. Chief Charles Hood tells me he raced to Robb Elementary.
It was a horrific scene.
Chief Hood began to set up a unified command center when he saw this.
The most heartbreaking thing that I take away was seeing these parents sitting on the curb, not having any information. I wanted to get them out of the way of everyone else and get them to a safe place. And so what you saw was me removing several family members that had people in that building, and we got them to an area where we could get some critical incident stress people there to manage them and then transport them to the reunification center.
But those families would not be reunited with their children. The grieving in Uvalde extends beyond the families who lost loved ones. First responders, too, are dealing with what they saw inside the school. SAFD is providing counseling for them.
What we've learned from Sutherland Springs to this one, the local EMS system, once they experience an active shooter like this with multiple patients, it's very hard for them to recover in a couple days. So it's going to be hard for them to get back in those vehicles and continue to do the job. So we want to make sure that they're ready to go back.
And it was hard for Chief Hood, a father of 4 boys.
Then I got home, and my number 3 son was there, and I sat there and cried. I looked at the faces of those kids that were showing up on the news, and I cried.
2 medic units from SAFD will remain in Uvalde for 911 response calls as long as needed while Uvalde first responders cope with this tragedy.